Good morning, everybody, or afternoon or evening, wherever you may be. This is Stonehearth dev stream number 227, Tapestries, part 3, and maybe even the finale. I don't know. We kicked a lot of butt last week, and we're starting to run out of them. Unless, of course, we, oh, wait. Sorry, I saw a funny message and I panicked, but I'm back. But anyway, so unless we run into another stitch like we did with our lovely mason hammer and chisel, which just took centuries to organize and work out before we finally landed on the very sensible and attractive hammer and rock combination, we should be good to go. I'm not really foreseeing too many terrible hitches along those lines, but you never know. Sometimes, again, like the mason's hammer and chisel, you run into things that wind up being strangely more complicated than you ever could have thought. But thanks again for all of your help last week, guys, and I'm excited to maybe finally kick the rest of these guys out. Let's see. Good afternoon, CD Fiskin, T-Pad M, Relis, Sarandaries, Radiant Mally, and anyone else who is joining us today who isn't on the chat, of course. Drum Original. Oh my gosh, things moving in the corner of my eye. I was just telling Mally a second ago that I had a close encounter with one of my spider neighbors last night, and I'm still a little twitchy. Alrighty, where did we leave off? Oh, the Aviax says, I missed part 2. Why is there a gap in that one at the top right? Probably because I got clicky and accidentally put that there. So this definitely isn't supposed to be there. If you look over here, the official mallet and rock are gapless. Alright, wow, cool, we did make some headway, didn't we? Alrighty, oh, we've got some of our old ones over here. A little bit, there we go. So, just to catch us all up in case anybody missed us last week, we did the mason's hammer and rock. We were having issues making the chisel read like a chisel, even though we did find out that it could in fact fit. It just wasn't feeling quite chiselly enough. Oh gosh, Cubicle, you need to calm down. Okay, we've got our anvil for the blacksmith and a steamy cooking pot for our cook. And all that remains now, let's see, no, those are some of our old ones. Cook is done. What we need to do now is something for the herbalist and the engineer, for sure. And what else are we missing? Maybe a carpenter thing? I mean, I know the carpenter is kind of a late game thing. We try not to put too much emphasis on them for Raya's children, but it would probably be a shame to leave them out of the signs. Who else needs a sign? Is that it? Are those all of our crafters? Herbalist. Let's see. Yeah, herbalist. That of the carpenter, engineer. Okay, so it looks like herbalist, carpenter, and engineer might be the last ones up. So let's. Wow, that's exciting. This is our 3rd week doing this, and it might be the end. We're gonna have to think of something else to do after this. Holy cow! Alrighty. So let's jump in with the engineer, and we'll work our way to the herbalist and the carpenter. So the Ascendancy sign features this incredibly lovely wrench, which is a super cool shape. It's kind of a longer shape. We run into that problem that we might have done with the mallet, where we've got like a lot of weight on one end and then a really skinny handle. There's always the option to turn it diagonally, but we run into the issue where it gets kind of broken and brittle looking because of voxels and pixel art and a relatively low voxel density, so it doesn't tend to look very good. You can kind of see it to a small degree in our anvil over here, where because it's used very little, it's pretty successful. So what I was thinking is maybe we could switch the symbol, and we can always return to the wrench if it turns out to be no good, but let's go for instead a gear motif and see where that lands us. Yeah, and it wouldn't be the first instance of us trading things around. We for the blacksmith we did the anvil instead of their. Oh wait, does the blacksmith and the Ascendancy already have that? I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure they don't. And I know for the cook pot we did a big sturdy pot to go with like big sturdy shapes that read really well instead of the spoon, even though the spoon is their more usual icon. So let's just pop over here since it's easier to mess with. Oh yeah, the AVX, that's exactly what we're on about. Let's pop over here to our Photoshop thingy because it's just a lot easier to manipulate this over here, especially when Cubicle is being really, really sassy and not letting me use my color picker reasonably. Pardon my coffee interruption. Cool. So I'm just gonna grab this cooking pot right here, drag it on over, and we're gonna use that like a template. So this is already, again, for anybody that missed, we jumped over here and started mocking up our graphics in Photoshop, just super up close with pixel art, because it was a lot faster than manipulating the designs in Cubicle. Oh my gosh, though I keep, you can hear me clicking, I keep trying to turn this thing in space as though I still am in Cubicle. That's completely silly. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all this. And all of this is kind of just in random shades of like gray and beige, so obviously they are in no way indicative of the colors we're going to wind up using. The object over here is to just sort of test out the values of the main silhouette of the shapes against like the background and get those designs, and we'll fiddle with the details and things later on. Alright, I opened up a new layer because these are going to be kind of free pieces here, and we want to be able to maybe move them around and fit them. So we can do a sequence of gears, like maybe one or two, or we can just do one big gear, which would probably read a lot better. And I believe we can get as close as 1 pixel to the edge before things get uncomfortable. Cool. Very cool. Demago says, Allie, your hair looks different. Yes, it does. I got rid of it. Yes. Intimidating. Oh my gosh. Yep. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if we want him touching. Maybe we want him touching. Okay. So there's already an issue there. If we want to really fill up the space with 2, though we haven't messed with any of the values along the edges, the chances are this is going to read a little bit strangely when we get there, but who knows. We are still early in the ideation process, and we should keep it loose and uncommitted until we are... Oops, I sure did. Alright, we were already using the lighter gray. That's what was weird. So, Gears and Stonehearth once again kind of follow that entire thing where they're square and just have kind of a textured edge, because there are no circles in Stonehearth. It's been a while since I've said that. But this also, we can go in and actually cut the teeth in, but sometimes we run into the issue where you'll like get close to the edge on one side. And the other thing that tends to happen when you do this is when you're done, you get a shape that rather closely resembles a piece of cereal, like Chex or something. So what I usually do, I'm just doing this to see how it looks. Yeah, it's kind of a weak shape. So what I usually do with Gears and Stonehearth is I just alternate a slightly darker and slightly lighter value to indicate the teeth of the gear. When all else fails, just use color or value. Get a lot of mileage out of it. So we may wind up adding another value to this one just to help us with that. We also have the beige colors, which I haven't really considered how we might wind up using those for this design. And we could always like put that in the middle, but it feels a little strange. Potatoes. Blarg Vader. Potatoes? Sarandries also says, what about a screw and a screwdriver? That's a really cute idea too, though I am a little worried about our ability to balance a design with those two elements, or maybe I'm still a little skittish after how long it took to work out our mason thing on the air. Alrighty, I want to move these over, that way as we're working on these we can see them all next to each other. Get where you go. Get where you go. Oh, it won't. Really? Alright, so when we back out, even though these technically fit, because they're touching on the sides, it creates something a little weird here going on. So I don't think we're going to go with that. Maybe we'll just need to change the sizes. But then again, we run into that issue of them trying to be balanced within the shape. And that threw all the values out of proportion. So yeah, this is a little strange. It looks like weird bubbles at the moment. We can do it! Mel Lopez recommends, what if you made the teeth of the gears to be 2 squares each? Maybe. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That's why nothing works. I like it, but I think the measurement of this thing needs to change so that we can definitely fit 2 teeth onto everything on the bottom. So maybe if we went with like 1 bigger gear, that would work out. Let's figure it out. 2 teeth each, and we probably want a space on the edge to 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 sided. That's probably not going to be big enough. So if not 8 sided, we can do, okay. Counting! Wait. Let's go ahead and fill it up and see what happens. Alright, that's unbalanced, so we can't have that. One smaller. And I think a shape like this would fit right in the middle. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Cool, alright. Well, that fits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, it's 10. This one is not 8. But maybe it'll work. It does! Eureka! Figured it should, as long as we've got evens bracketed. Alright. So there's that. Feels weird to be in Photoshop with my mouse. I think that's why I keep trying to hit the wrong hotkeys. Okay, so there we have a gear. Maybe. I wanted to put like the little holes like you get sometimes. Might be too. Yeah, now it just looks like a snowflake. Welcome to the snowflake shop. I guess it could kind of be misconstrued as a snowflake. Screwdriver and screw. I haven't forgotten. We're gonna try that. But we're rapidly iterating on this to see what we can see. Oh, hey. We need another one of you, thanks. There we go. The values here probably aren't strong enough to do quite this. They're definitely too close despite having a tolerance of way down. Just do this the old-fashioned way, I guess. Yeah, even the paint bucket can't tell. That's not so bad. Alright, so all an engineer needs is tape and WD-40. Yeah, duct tape and baling wire, right? Can fix anything. Let's see, the AVX says To my eyes, the steam from the pot on the right side looks kind of big to be steam. Did you guys try maybe smaller steam tails, maybe like this? Oh, that's really cute. Actually, we didn't. So what do you guys think of something like that? It may get a little cluttered from a distance, but we can try to mock that up on the banner and see what happens. But it's pretty cute. Thanks so much for sending that along. Let's see. Reduce the fall of... Oh yeah, Mally, it's already out of 5. If we put it down all the way to 0, it still has a bit of a trouble. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna like quickly block out what a screw and a screwdriver might do. Oh, and this needs to probably be in odd shape so that the screwdriver can be... Can actually have like... it's a broken nail. This will definitely be an opportunity where we have... Uh-oh. So... Maybe if we play with the dimensions a little bit. Curses. Yeah. We'd have to... Oh, now it's a... I don't even know. Yeah, to Tamara's point, small trails seem more like coffee style than cooking pot style, as the steam from the pot is big and small combined, the way I see it. I was kind of thinking along those lines that it was like lots of steam. Though I will say that the smaller trails do form a very pleasing rhythm. Yeah, so if we go with something like screwdriver and screw, we can always turn it on its side and see if that helps. We're gonna run into the issue of the shapes, and of course we have to have like an absolutely massive screw to make it work. But if we turn it on this side, we can get a little bit more space for our tools. I'm just not sure this is gonna work out. Yeah, it's kind of not reading. This looks more like a... I think we better stick with the gears on this one. Oops. Oh, I did it on the wrong layer. Poop. Oh well, we can still fix that. It's not the end of the world. Ooh, it doesn't fit. That's okay. You could go steampunk with goggles, says Sarandaries. That's super symbolic. I wonder if that would be a little too obscure. The gear might be the best way to go. As cool as it would be if screw and screwdriver would work out, but the gear is like, they engineer gears and use those to build things, and it's very iconic of their trade and what they do. Haven't even really tried to do a wrench yet, but I feel like it's not going to fill the space with as much weight as the gear anyway. If I just like really fast grab this over. Boop, 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 boop. Let's pop back up here to make sure I don't do that again. I'm just gonna like make a really sloppy looking wrench just to test the silhouette really quick, so don't judge it too harshly. It's gonna look terrible. Ooh, that looks really fragile. There we go. Well, actually, that may not be that bad. Oops. Obviously everything is not the right. It's technically more correct, but it's less pleasing. What do we do on the other one? Give it like the kind of a shepherd crook shape to it. I don't know, I feel like we can cheat if it's more, if it's a cooler shape. At least for the graphic. It'd be so good if we could get just one more. I mean, we can shorten the handle. Surrendering says, what about we're adding a belt to the 2 gears above? It might look a bit toothy. It could. Let's cut into this gear here and see what happens. Or I shouldn't say cut into, let's fill in the holes. Yeah, it wouldn't fit quite right. Also, it starts being kind of like, what are we looking at here? It was a good idea, though, but I think the limitations of our medium are not going to let us do that quite so well. Yeah, so actually the wrench is a chunkier shape than I was anticipating, which is cool. Knocked off its end for just a second there because I wanted to mess with something. Giving it a bigger head. Boop. Hey Freedom 2, welcome to the stream. Tamor is recommending that we try an octagon shape like a stop sign for our gear. We could do that, though I think we are safe doing a square. I mean, all of the gears, regardless of size in the game, are in fact squares. So some of the larger ones, I think, have their corners nipped off like that. Actually, that helped a lot. That made it look a bit rounder in well, for a Stonehearth thing. Oh, good afternoon then. You know, as much as I like the rounded top here, I think it looked better with the extended bottom. Oh, wait, no, there we go, that's better. It's a very wee wrench. Like that? It's a little bit. I'll take it. You could also do a simple wrench or toothy trap, like this bit of art you guys dreamt up. Yeah, I don't know if we'd want to use the bear trap. We're working on the wrench that resembles the engineer's wrench weapon. Also because it just has a very chunky, sturdy shape to it. So far, I think my favorite is still this gear up here. It's very simple, it's very big, it reads really well. For one more try though, let's go ahead and mock up Oh, good morning, afternoon, evening, Song Silent. Welcome to the stream. Grab this. Ding. Sorry, I left my phone on. Normally do that when I first get in. How rude. Alright, again, so far, the gear shape is the favorite. To me, anyway. If the wrench is speaking to anybody in particular, let me know. But I like how big and blocky it is. Right, actually, speaking of, let's go ahead and steal it and attempt to turn it into an octagon. What? Thank you. Click, click, click. Oh, this is getting very dangerously close to a circle, guys. I don't know how I feel about that. Breaking my reality. Curses. It doesn't go evenly. I don't know. I don't think it's quite as stable. It's not bad, but I think the square is going to be a stronger shape. We might be able to make this go up and over one more, but I think we're going to lose it. The cog is missing a block at the top. Oh, you're right. Sorry. There we go. Thank you for that. That's probably why it didn't go around evenly. Can I select that? No. Tolerance is already at 0, but it's just maxed out. I mean, this is just a tiny piece of pixel art. It's really no surprise. Yeah, okay, this will go around. Yeah, this is a lot noisier. And it's also circular. Okay, what was it? Oh yeah, we were gonna give that wrench one try, but I am getting the feeling that it's gonna be kind of a fragile shape. Grab this darker tone, drag it through the middle. Let's see what we got. This is really pretty, the AVX, but I think this is gonna be kind of busy. It is really nice though. Thanks for mocking this up. Let's see. Yeah. I really do like that though. That's super pretty. Crisscross those wrenches, says Surrenderies. Maybe. Let's see. I don't know how well that's gonna read. Oh, I maxed it up all on one thingy. No. Yeah, we can't crisscross that design. Maybe if we crisscross this thin one. Let me borrow this light color. Oh, it's not gonna land in the middle because we made that a 3. Darn it. Also, remember we're shorter on the up and down. So the behind wrench would have to be more along those lines. I don't know if that works quite as well. It is a cool idea though. I'm still thinking that our just straight up gear is gonna work okay. Let's see. Yes. So I think our strongest shapes here are going to be this guy up here and the big wrench down here. I do like the gear better because it fills the space, but what do you guys think? Yeah, same. I think the gear is the winner. Alright. It is... the people have spoken. It is the gear. I guess while we're here, let's go ahead and knock out the templates for our remaining two. The carpenter is probably going to wind up being a saw. That should be well enough, boxy enough to fit within that shape. But the herbalist is an interesting one because a lot of things can be used for that symbol. Like, I think for the ascendancy so far, it's a golden tree. And I don't know, we can experiment with a couple of things. One thing that popped into mind was a mortar and pestle, like something for grinding herbs. But I wonder if the shape or the symbol is too obscure, or if it would read in pixel voxel form. Where did I go with that? We could also use a potion bottle. That could be a cool idea, but it might read a bit more like wizardry apothecary and less pharmacy apothecary. So yeah, what do you guys think? A potion or an herb? Yeah, that's an idea. Should potion, bandage, plant. I mean, yeah, they're straight up just like the old-fashioned medic sign for the ultimate cheat. Ah, medic. This little hearthling bandage. And this looks terrible because I'm just clicking around really clumsily. A leaf. Classic, says Sneaky Pinky. That's actually not a bad idea. Or a sprout. A sprout could be really cute. Herbalist makes potions. A potion should be K. A potion next to a flower. It's a cute idea, but remember we have really limited space and it might wind up getting really busy. Then we'll also have the problem of trying to balance the shapes, like with our mason sign. So fewer shapes is better. We want to think like big, chunky, and solid. Let's actually start by mocking up a potion. So what I'm gonna do is dig around and find us... Let's see, what would that be? Consumables? I guess any of these would do. I'm just gonna find us a potion. Yep, so this is what our potion in game looks like. We'd have to simplify the neck of this bottle to be kind of short and squatty. I want everything on the same. I can't zoom out any further. What if we open with Photoshop? Yes. Give me that. Oops, it's huge. Never mind. I've ruined everything. But we can still do this. Hang on a minute. I know I'm operating on the other screen right now. There we go. Just for reference. There, now it does fit. That's really cute. I think we want to try and go for something a little bit sturdier. We do have like lots of lovely rounded edges here. But again, we want it to be super stable. We want it to sit on its butt. And again, our potions in game are already square, so we don't need to fight with that. This is really cool though. Thanks for mocking it up. No cubicle. Be very calm. Be very chill. Sometimes that error message encourages cubicle to crash. And I've managed to minimize everything on account of... There we go. Now we're back. Sorry about that. I've ruined everything. Let's see. Wait, where'd the... Photoshop, what'd you do? Thank you. Now we're back. Okay, this actually does present us with an opportunity, at least, to use the lighter thingamabob. Color. I can does words. I can does words really good. Alrighty. let's see. I want to keep it to more or less big chunky square shapes, that way it reads really well. But this is already feeling kind of brittle and strange. Boop. Well, that doesn't really look like anything. What if we lower the level of the liquid more towards the bottom and add a stopper that doesn't touch the edges, or maybe it needs to. It is a glass bottle. It's not bad for it to look brittle, but we do want the design to be nice and strong. We can also like put bubbles in it. Or make it look shiny. That's kind of a fun idea. Stopper not touching the sides looks better, says Surrenderies. It does look more like a stopper. That's for sure. That's a sturdier shape, but it doesn't read as well. That's not so bad. Maybe go ahead and knock out the cute corners. Oh, it wasn't even on the edges. That might have been what was bothering my eyeballs. Why do we only have like 5 voxels to work with? Constraints produce interesting results though, right? We use the lighter color for the stopper on the inside of the bottle to indicate that it is... actually, what we might ought to do is use the lighter color for the outside. Oh wait, never mind. That's gonna... It would technically feel more like glass, but... it wouldn't read as well. Oh, the grid is still on. I must have grid on or something. Also, again, this is like itty bitty pixel art, so no matter how much we zoom out, it's not going to work so well. I like the bubble too. Maybe more chunky, like the basic healing potion. That's actually a good idea. Let's pull that up for reference really quick. Because again, we're working within a square. We should keep it square. Healing tonic. Small healing tonic. Yes! This thing is so cute! Ah! I don't know. Oh no! I've destroyed everything! Oh, that's not what we want. Local bird ruins everything. Excellent. We're getting there. Cool. So let's call this up. Open with Photoshop. Boop. Yay! It's here now. Yes, good thinking. I wish we could have it at like the cool like angle. That looks so much cooler than having it just steady on. Mally says that I can grab the top and shake it again, but only if I do it the right way. I didn't realize there was a right way to flail and be excited. I just do it. I don't know. It's who I am. Look at how many layers we've made. The ghost of my first work computer is crying in the corner. That was odd. Alrighty, let's drag that down here. I do love the squatty little square potion. It's so cute. Not the right way, right away. You're a liar. They ran away again. You know what? Maybe I'll just shake things that don't do that. Don't really have anything nearby that I can shake for emphasis. Need proper bird toys. This is likely going to be too wide, or maybe not. Give you your little stopper. Oh, this is already much cuter. We'll have more space for the bubbles. Did kind of like it when it was broken. That's kind of a cool shape. Let's keep that one around. We'll keep working on it. I still want to try a sprout. Oh, okay. If you do it once, you can do it again right away to bring things back. But you can't do anything like maximize or minimize between those two shakes. Oh, I want to try again. But I gotta behave. Dang it! So close. To realizing my dream of shaking everything. What if we do this? Ugh, no. It looks all weird and wibbly. Can go ahead and make that... Oh, that's a lot cuter. Make that a little chunkier, bring up the stopper. That's not so bad. I'm kind of wondering if we... Oh, that's right. We have two... we actually have two shades of that tan color. So what we can actually do is put the darker one behind the lighter bubbles. And that could be really cute. Bottom row, 5th column is current vote. I agree. I think this is actually pretty adorable. Oh, it's not gonna let me. It's because it's too tiny and it doesn't know what to do. Yeah, that's a really stable design. It reads like the healing tonic. It's pretty cute. What do you guys think? While I'm waiting on your responses, I don't know how long the delay is today. I'm gonna go ahead and mock up a leaf, just because I really want to see a sprout. Oh, I need to consolidate my layers, but will I? Leaf. Seems good. Seems good. But I got a leaf. Boop. I don't know. I'm just a fan of sprouts. Make one leaf darker because it's behind. Yeah, it's not as cute as the potion. It is cute. But the potion just fills up the space really nicely. This is definitely gonna look nicer with the other designs because we tried with all of them to like really make sure they fill the space. They're really stable, sturdy designs. We might resurrect this leaf motif as like a shield pattern or a banner or something later on because it's super adorable. But again, I'm just a fan of the leaves. Give a little ground. A little ground for the shoot. Nah, it's overcomplicated. We don't need all that. Yep, I think this is a winner. Let's go ahead and highlight them. And that leaves us with the... just give them a little underline. Sure. That's good. Consistency. Oh, that's why. I'm on the wrong layer. No, I'm not on the wrong layer. I wonder why it was being weird. Just go ahead and put a little outline around them. That outline will not be part of the final. Not quite like that anyway. I just want to be able to quickly reference which ones we want. Okay, so last but not least, we need a saw. Yes, the AVX, exactly. And the saw is something that we should be able to cheat and make really squatty and adorable within the frame as long as it's on its side, not facing up. This one will do. Wow. Excellent. Tobal's the man that liked the little ground part. Aw. Let's get rid of those. Quick coffee break. My coffee has gone quite cold. Buh. Saw, right. Righto. Thank you, little tiny potion. Where'd the other one go? Oh, I'm in danger of scaring away all the frames again. Don't do that thing. Whoop. Here we are. Consumables, entities. We need... I wonder if that would live in jobs. I don't think it's a weapon. Carpenter. Saw. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Open with Photoshop. We're doing it. We're good at finding things today. Let's see. Seeing the saw in action with a waving sea of trees ready for harvest, says to more LW. I think we would need significantly more space for that. That would be like a humongous, like, billboard-sized banner. I'm sitting on my foot. And this is not a soft chair. I should know better. Ugh. Okay. So this should be it, unless we are all incredibly mistaken. Let's just go ahead and rapidly mock it up. I think we're going to want to use the lighter color for the saw itself. No, that doesn't read. That doesn't read at all. That will probably read better when we are dealing with cubicle, because our shades of sand bounce so well off of the... Oh shoot, I sure did, didn't I? Yeah, I sure did. Hang on. Hang on a minute. Let's Anyway, as I was saying, the lighter shades we have contrast really well off of the pink background. There. Now when we do that, we can really easily move it around. We want to do that so maybe we can get the little screw in there. I believe our handle is going to start to be kind of compromised, because it would be really cool if we could have it like sticking up like that a little bit, so we could actually get in there with it. So maybe we have to, oh, we don't want that to go down to 1, because that starts to look really fragile and strange. So let's see. Good morning, Ildred. Thank you for joining our stream. Oh, my foot is still numb. So bad. Maybe this is huge. Maybe we should rework that to be smaller so it only has one little bit in the middle. Yeah, that feels a little less intrusive. Nah, we don't need to do that. Just down here. Oh, we'll figure it out. Again, that's gonna look a lot different when we're dealing with cubicle. So there is a saw. I see a parrot now and I can't. How? Where? I love parrots. I'm really excited. Ildred is asking, what are we making at Stonehearth? We are hopefully winding down our tapestries this morning. So we logged into the stream this morning and realized that we only had 3 left after last week. So what we've got so far are this gear here for the engineer, this really cute squatty potion right here for the herbalist, and now we are mocking up a saw for our carpenter. And once we're ready with those, we're going to drag them back into cubicle right on over here to have them join the current assembly of really cute things. I don't like the top row of the saw's blade. The top row. This? Oh, well that's not so bad. Is that better? All hands on deck. There's a parrot. I'm always excited by parrots. There's this one really sad bird at the pet store that I get my cat food at for my kibbies. And he's been there for a really, really, really long time. And he keeps biting off his own tail. Just the feathers, not anything important. But it's super sad because you walk up to the cage and there are all these silly buttery conures that are just like fluttering around being super sweet, and then there's this one awkward half a bird that can't stay on his perch. Oops. Now the AVX says it looked too blocky to be a blade. I agree. Cool. What about cutting away so that the teeth can stick out, or is that too busy? I think it's kind of cool, but it might be too much. Oops. We don't need any blending modes. I mean that could work pretty well. Any thoughts? I want to sip the coffee, but I know better. Yeah, exactly, Drum Original. The poor thing does not like it. Why not make the blade the color of the grayish color that's in between the gear notches? The final color has nothing to do with any of these things here. If you skipped the light on the teeth. Somewhere like that, and we can use the lighter shade for the little rivet up there, and then the darker shade for the blade. It wouldn't appear that gross and dark in the cubicle version. See, the darker shade of our lightest light is actually quite nice. Or we can reverse it. So it's more like this. Actually, I like that better. That looks cooler. Doot, 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 doot. Neat. This isn't so bad. I'm gonna quickly mock up the other version that had the teeth blocked in. Oh, what have I done? I thought I fixed that. Make it so, says Surrenderies. I just want to double check this for reference really fast. But first I have to remember which one of these is which, because I, like a fool, opened 10,000 layers and none of them are named. Ooh, that's huge. Looks more like a cleaver. Part of me just still wants to see what it looks like to use the contrasting tone instead of just cutting the teeth away. That reads a little sharp. Too many layers. I know that pain. Right. Alright. So these are my thoughts. Thinking that this guy up here is more successful, but this one is a bit more filled in, a little less brittle. What do you guys think? I'm just messing with this for a second. Top saw, best saw. The bottom one looks like a tape measure. We like the top one. I didn't even see that, but now that you mention it. Okay. I think we have a winner. All right. Oops, well, we don't have to worry about highlighting it. I think we know which one we like. Neat. All right, so that about does it. We can just grab these on over and put them in our tapestries. Super cool. So what I'm gonna do is merge all these, because this has gotten quite ridiculous and we really don't need them to be all separated out anymore. I'm gonna merge all those. We're going to save pings of each of these and just import them directly into the matrix, where we can fiddle with them and apply them really directly to our tapestry and not have to like stop and remeasure everything, which would take a million billion years. And we don't have a million billion years. It's very wee. There we are. Yes. So, RC critters, that's incorrect. Drum Original says, doesn't Stonehearth, oh no, I can't because I'm clicking. Doesn't Stonehearth need a new Steam mascot? Team mascot? Stream mascot? Stream mascot! Office Parrot, learn it to yell Party Goblin and you're good to go. Oh my gosh. Don't give me any reasons. I really want a bird. Super bad, but that is neither here nor there for now. Art streams, tapestries. Cool. Wait, why did I use that? We need to actually... Silly. Goofy. Workshop, tapestry. Cool. We want ping. This one is engineer. Engineer, tapestry, save. Cool. Ping and not Ping. Why not name our new parrot mascot Ping? We don't have a new parrot. Now if only I can get Oscar to say those things. He is my loving. Oh, tomorrow you have an Amazon Bluefront parrot. Aw, so jelly. Bring him home so he can grow a tail. I think my cats would be very confused. Okay, here's our herbalist. I really like the bubbles. That's super cute. File, save as. Workshop tapestry, ping. Engineer, change that out for herbalist. That was the first time I've heard someone say ping for ping. The AVX, it wouldn't surprise me if she says GIF. Come on. Clearly the Ascendancy could use a parrot. The Ascendancy could use some sense. Okay, here's our extra good saw. Not that. There we go. That's not how you spell anything. There we go, carpenter. I spelled carpenter. It's a new and secret class. They're extra good at making things out of trees. You just don't even know. Parrot entity confirmed. Okay. Let's move these friends back. Though we don't really have any kind of, you know, let's just scooter those all the way over here where they will not bother us. Okay. So all we need to do now, I think, is grab one of these guys over. And import our import the designs we just made and copy and paste them directly into the matrix. After that's there, we can just color pick from our surrounding friends over here to get the tones all right. Or what I can actually do is put them down here, which I think I'm going to because that just makes more sense. So let's borrow this guy. Hi, friend. Cubicle, I need you to be good today. Let me pick colors. Alright, that's the only ones there, and I think we need the darker tan over here. Wait, is that the same one? Cubicle, come on. Oh, so sassy, all the time. Okay. Let's import our friends. Those are goblins and wolves. We don't need those yet. Oh, they're so tiny. For some reason, I'm very endeared to them because they're very small. Okay, here's Carpenter. Don't know why I saw fit to do that. I'm gonna import them all. Carpenter, engineer, and herbalist. And everybody came. Tobel says Cubicle seems to be a pain compared to how much it is to buy it. It's got character. There are things about it that, I mean, it's really straightforward, but there are some quirks about it that are just like, why? Why this? All in all, though, I mean, it's easy to use. It's really direct. It gets the job done. Yes. Alright, I've forgotten already. I think this is, we want 4 up top and light. Okay, so dark in the middle when bracketed by 4. We can do this. Okay, that's the lighter one. Darker one. Maybe if we... I don't know if we want it like that. Yeah, that just looks like it's shiny and weird. What do we want? What do we want? Do we need yet another shade of this? Wait. Why did that turn all weird? There we go. Cubicle is also on Steam now. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. It got all bumped over. Cubicle, please. Please behave yourself. I know you're excited. Or I hope you're excited. I mean, we could also just, like, knock these out and see what happens. Maybe it won't look quite so much like a piece of cereal. Oh, I'm using the wrong color because it won't let me actually pick the colors. It looks brittle. Let's just use the... And also just go back and use this darker color. We don't need to introduce another one. No, that looks like a tire. A wheel. I did have a thought just now that might be kind of cool. Okay, so that's not so bad. But what if... you know what? I imagine this is going to be way too busy, but let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. B? Oopsie daisy, that's not what we wanted. Let's see. It does look better in color. It's always really, really cool to bring them into this phase because it feels nicer. Will we be able to make things for Stonehearth using Cubicle? Yeah, actually, exactly. I mean, we make every asset for the game in Cubicle, so that's already what we do that in. What if you cut the teeth out and then extended them by one more block, says Sarandaries? It might look a little brittle, but we can give that a try. What I wanted to actually play with was using our lighter tan colors to go around the edge and do the teeth, but I'm a little worried that it's gonna be... Oh, actually, this might be really cool. Oh, well, I mean, it's not terrible. Wait, give me this. It kind of reminds me of like a saw blade. Yeah. That's really close though. Oops, I'm using the wrong color. Because my color picker failed me once again. It feels a little flimsy. I think I liked it with the bits knocked out, says Tamor. Yeah, this feels a little strange. Let's get rid of that. It's super close though. Drop that in there. Gears do look like saw blades to begin with. They're just usually much smaller and wee. Come on, be good. So there's that. It's not so bad. Fills the space more. That's always a winner. And then what if we tried... And this is probably going to be way too noisy. But just in case it isn't... Just in case... We're going to try it. Oh yeah, I can already tell where that's going. Click, 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 click. Time for a weird flower. That really does look like a sunflower. So we'll keep that in the backs of our minds when we need a nice sunflower tapestry. Ah, well, it was worth a try. I like this new design better, not the noisy one. So okay, so let's get on the same page really quick. What are we thinking? Do we like the one on the left or the one on the right? Because the one on the right does fill the space out a little bit better. The teeth are more pronounced. It looks pretty cool. And also I'm looking at them with the other symbols, and it doesn't seem like it doesn't. Let's see. What if you inverted the sunflower? Yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with the sentiment to go right. It's super weird looking. I think having them in 2 colors is, yeah, this is just gonna look silly. Now it looks like a backwards sunflower. The right is more distinctly a gear, says Sarandaries, even if it's a bit sawlight. The one on the right looks more readable from far away. That's true. When we zoom out, the one on the left just kind of turns into a weird ball. So I think let's stick with the right one. So. Okay. Agreed. We are doing that. Thank you, everyone. Let's move this over here to the sunflower. Get them somewhere where they can live in peace until we are in need of a sunflower to go with our sprout. Cool. All right, one down. Get rid of you. Next up, let's go ahead and mock up our potion. Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting about that. So a while ago, Mally informed me that if I push C, I can use it to center the camera around a certain object. And it really does make life a lot easier, as you can see. It doesn't just like randomly orbit around anywhere. Which I appreciate. Especially, like, that's one of the many quirks of Cubicle is as you continue to populate the space with lots and lots and lots of objects, the amount of movement you get out of your camera becomes really strange. There we go. 4 at the top and 4 at the bottom. And I think it's dark in the middle, but I might have that mixed up. Nope. I does not. So we have our dark. It's weird. I wonder why it was not selecting all of those. This one should come together fairly quickly. Alright, there we've got our potion bottle. Pretty straightforward. I'd like to move these over one more time. There. Let's see. Grab that over here. Oh, that might have been premature. There we go. Wait a minute. That is not at all what I want. Cubicle. Thank you. That's so weird. I'm totally holding down the right hotkey. Okay. I don't know why it was angry, but it sure had a thing. Alright, and it's the darker beige in the middle and the lighter beige on the teeth. This color. Yeah. Alright. Come on. Come on, Cubicle. Let me do the thing. I might be too busy. Yeah, that's kind of busy. Like, I like it, but... yeah. It's doing weird things to my eyeballs. Let's keep it dark. maybe... Oops, not that one. Maybe like that. Wow, alright. So, folks, I think we've got it. So, we have... Can't quite see where we are. Oop, 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 oop. We don't want that. Thank you. Let's move our tools just a little bit. Alright. So, yeah, I still can't remember if we're missing any of our crafting classes, but I do believe we've knocked them all out. So here we've got our weaver's spool over here, our potter's pot, a nice bit of crockery there. The dreaded mason's hammer and rock combo that gave us so much trouble last week. The blacksmith's anvil, the cook's pot, the new engineer's gear, herbalist potion, which I think is my favorite. It's so cute, and the carpenter's saw. And yeah, I think we did it. I think we actually knocked out all of our signage for our Raya's Children's crafting workshops. Woo! Yay! Celebration! This was an ongoing process for the past 3 streams now, and thanks to everybody who tuned in, mocked up versions and gave feedback and helped guide this process. I think these are going to suit our desert biome a lot better than the wooden ascendancy signs have so far. Not to mention they should be easier to get a hold of, because we'd like to make these tapestries available for our weaver to make, instead of waiting 100 years for a carpenter. Surrenders is asking, did you decide whether you were going to make the special ones the special ones, or were you going to make them the primary tapestries? You know, I'm on the fence about it. I've gotten kind of attached to how these look. We were originally going to say that the base tapestries were going to be more of this, like, more like just a straight up, I can't think of the word, like just a negative shape on the background, and then the cooler ones were going to be like these really, the more intricate ones with more thread colors. So I don't know. These look pretty cool as they are, and I like that they read as well as they do. But then it begs the question, like, how would you go in and make these fancier? Would the fine items be cyan because the dye is harder to come by? Like they'd be like more of a blue, or maybe more of a green. That's one way to go about it. Or maybe the initial versions don't have gold on the edge, but when you look at the crafters in Raya's Children, they're already decked out in gold, so it's not like we're going and stating that that's like, you don't have that unless you're like a super awesome class. Yes, Radiant Mally, we are talking about fine assets. So shoot, that is a very good question. And Radiant Mally is also asking, do we even have fine versions of the carpenter signs? I don't think so, actually. I don't know. We are, I think, lacking fine items in many categories. So I don't know. Maybe. But I'm actually pretty fond of these. I would love to see them in game, to make sure our colors are holding up, and to also make sure that they look good on the shops. We may come back, I may come back to these later and do a few color tweaks and adjustments just to help balance things out a little bit. For instance, I actually have samples of what our background colors for the Raya's Children tapestry, like the main banner, is. So maybe in their finalized form, this terracotta color would be more of that rosy Raya's Children standard color, so that everything matches. But if this winds up looking super good against the buildings, that's where we're gonna go. Yeah, I know, Mally. Yeah. Mally has been working and doing an awesome job, like, getting fine items for our areas that have been lacking them, but his time has been occupied elsewhere lately. So, fine items are coming. Have faith. Surrenders was saying, oh, I lost it. What if you did silver as the embroidery for fine Rayas? Like, instead of the tan thread, this was like more of a shiny silver. That would be a cool, that could actually be really cool. It would be subtle, and we could actually like put a metallic effect somewhere on there. That's an idea. So I don't know. We have a lot of options there, and we can continue to explore them. But for now, I think we're ready to call this. We're ready to call this. Ready to call it a day on this stream. Hey, we didn't go 2 hours today. We only went an hour and a half. That still goes long, but I don't know. I enjoy these, and I hope you guys do too. It's a lot of fun to come on here, and we do get a lot of stuff done. I'm super excited by what we've managed to accomplish here, and yeah, now we're gonna have to think of something else to do when we tune in next week, because I think the herbalist still needs a house, so maybe we'll work on that on the next stream. Yeah, I don't think we actually have an herbalist house, or a carpenter house for that matter, but I mean, whatever, carpenter, right? I mean, geez, who even needs a carpenter? But again, thanks everybody for tuning in and providing your feedback and for all the things. These came out super cool, and I'm super excited for next week, whatever it is we wind up getting up to. I'm thinking it's gonna be the herbalist house though. So, making a parrot. Hang on a minute. Hold up. This is very cute. I really like its wings. They're very colorful. Thank you for sharing. I get very emotional about birds. They're my favorite. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, I'm gonna go get some warm coffee and get back to work on things for Stonehearth, and yeah, you guys have an awesome the rest of your day or night wherever you may be, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thanks again.